This is hablar, to talk or to speak, preterite sentences. Now, let me say up front, if you're not familiar with the forms of hablar, hablé, hablaste, habló, hablamos, hablaron, go ahead and type in hablar preterite forms, and I've got a clip where I explain all those to you. Okay, so don't try to do this until you're familiar with the preterite forms of hablar. All right, I'm going to read each of these sentences in English and then Spanish and clap. And after I clap, I'd like you to repeat just the Spanish sentence with me. Okay? Here we go. Number 1. Carlos spoke at 4 o'clock. Carlos habló a las 4. Carlos habló a las 4. Number 2. They talked with Elena. Ellos hablaron con Elena. Ellos hablaron con Elena. Number 3. You spoke with Victoria. Tú hablaste con Victoria. Tú hablaste con Victoria. And finally, number 4. Yesterday I talked with Ricardo. Ayer yo hablé con Ricardo. Ayer yo hablé con Ricardo. Now, Mr. Holt, does hablar mean to talk or to speak? And in the past tense, does it mean talked or spoke? Both. Hablar means both to talk and to speak. So, Carlos habló a las 4 could be translated Carlos talked at 4 o'clock or Carlos spoke at 4 o'clock. Now, remember, Spanish people love the word for the. In English, we have one word for the. In Spanish, they have 4. El, la, los, and las. So in English, we say he spoke at 4 o'clock. In Spanish, we say he spoke at the 4. In English, we say, I take quizzes on Tuesdays. In Spanish, we say, I take quizzes the Tuesdays. In English, we say, math is harder than Spanish. In Spanish, we say, the math is harder than the Spanish. Okay? So Spanish people love the word the, which is why it says, Carlos spoke at the 4. Now, they spoke with Elena. How are we going to remember that con is with? Well, you've actually seen it in some English expressions. Everybody say, pasta con broccoli. Pasta con broccoli, which means pasta with broccoli, or you might have heard of chile con carne, which is chili with meat. So con is with, okay? Now, number 3, tú hablaste con Victoria. You spoke with Victoria, and again, con means with. And finally, number 4, yesterday I talked with Ricardo, or yesterday I spoke with Ricardo. Ayer yo hablé con Ricardo. Now, yesterday is ayer. Now, I know in Spanish, means to. So the first time I saw ayer, I thought, oh, I bet it means today. Nope, hoy is today. Ayer is yesterday. The way that I remembered it, listen and repeat. Yesterday seems like it was a year ago. Yesterday seems like it was a year ago. So ayer is yesterday, yesterday's ayer. And again, the preterite forms of hablar. Remember the most important chant in Spanish too. If it ends with an E, it was done by me once with an accent. If it ends with an O, it was done by Joe once with an accent. Okay? The yo form and the he form of regular preterite verbs have accents in Spanish. Okay, this has been hablar preterite sentences.